Hey everyone, Total MTG here and welcome to 5 of the best. Today's 5 of the best is budget commanders and they're all at the time of recording were $2 or less. These are going to be really cool cards for you to build around and you can do them in budget builds as well. I'm going to go through a few cards as well so you can see what synergizes well with these commanders. So the first one we're going to look at is a Nikia of the old ways, 5 mana, 5/5. You can't cost non-creature spells, but whenever you tap a land for mana, add 1 mana of any type that land produce. So it is a big mana ramping commander for you. Now you can still have non-creature spells in your deck, you just can't play them when Nikia is on the battlefield. So good cards maybe like Rhythm of the Wild, Fires of Yara to give more haste and everything like that. Creature spells can't be countered is great with Rhythm of the Wild because you will be playing a lot of creatures. Get your artifacts down, get your ramp down using your cultivates and your Codor's Reach to get even more mana ramp ready for Nikia to start dropping huge creatures. Maybe something like Rurik Thar Unbowed that works very well with Nikia. Whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, deal 6 damage to that player, but it does have to attack each combat. You can get card drawing creatures down there like Beast Whisperer, Primordial Sage, because you potentially will have lots of mana and then you want to be casting maybe big X spells. Perhaps you want to build a Hydra deck. Really good Genesis Hydra is a really good Hydra to put into your deck and very cheap at under 50 cents that card as well. The thing with Nikia, there's going to be a lot of decks that can't play big dumb creatures and they're going to be cheap, which means you'll be able to fit them in Nikia because this is that type of deck for it. So Nikia, very cool, very cheap commander as well, and you can definitely build it cheap as well and still have a very powerful deck. So next on the list is a Yara, first of Locthwain. It's a mono black commander. It costs triple black, 2/3 Elf Noble. When it enters the battlefield or another black creature enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. And that is what you're looking for synergy in this deck. Opponents losing life and you gaining life. Cards like Zulu Port Cutthroat, very good, very synergistic with the deck. Blood Artist as well. They all have target player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life, which is good. But the best thing about Zulu Port is it's each opponent. So why Blood Artist is a very good card and is definite auto include in the deck. Zulu Port is absolutely amazing, has massive synergy with the deck. You can have other cards in there like Sir Conrad, a very good mono black commander in itself and very cheap as well. I think it's about 20 cents. Whenever another creature dies or a creature card is put in the graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, Sir Conrad deals 1 damage to each opponent. So you're going to have sack effects here. You're going to be draining life, gaining life. This is what's great about this Yara commander. There's a great little combo that you can do in this deck as well, playing Grey Merchant of Asphodel and Nightmare Shepherd. Nightmare Shepherd is great for this deck and for me is a great include and it's around 60 cents. Cool card from a recent standard set, so you may have it in your collection as well. If you look at Nightmare Shepherd, whenever another non-token creature you control dies, exile it and you can bring a token back, but it's a 1/1, but comes in as an exact copy of that. So you're playing Gary. Gary comes in, does everyone for devotion. You can then sack it with Yara, Nightmare Shepherd on the field. It comes back and it does it all again. It's a great combo. My friend Zuby plays that, Zuby's Magic, and he does that and he just kills people with it. It's a really good combo, and Yara for me is a very fun commander. Now we go to a legend that's recently come out with Commander Legends. It's again Arcanum Weaver. Interesting fun card this, around 26 cents. It's a Mardu human wizard that has tap with the Mardu colours, sacrifice an enchantment, return target enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So this is going to be an enchantment deck. You're looking for cards to build around in the deck as well. You can play Sigil of the Empty Throne. Whenever you cast enchantment spell, create a 4/4 white angel. That will just be absolute beatdowns. It really does have an effect in these colours as well, where you can tax your opponents like Ghostly Prison. Cool card. Sphere of Safety. Very nice card, uncommon. Creatures can't attack you unless they pay certain amounts of mana, or one like Sphere of Safety where it's the amount of a massive, if you've got loads of enchantments on there, they literally just won't be able to attack you. You want stuff that happens when enchantments come into play as well. Archon of Sun's Grace, taking loads of 2/2 white Pegasus tokens. And like I said, it's a bit of a recursion thing because you can sack an enchantment and return one. So if you're using cards like Elsbrest Conqueror's Death, the Eldest Reborn, they can be used, go back to the graveyard, then you could sack another enchantment and bring those back again. Really fun. Mardu, I mean, I want to build around Gen myself, and for the price of Gen, it opens it up to a lot of people. And like I said, with Nikia, there's going to be, you know, certain enchantments that won't fit into some decks, but perhaps you could put them into this, so they might be cheaper in cost in money, but still be very effective, but maybe a little bit, you know, too expensive to use in others. But you could sack stuff, get it in there, and then bring them back with Gen. Definitely some fun interactions in there. If you've built around Gen, let me know, you know, maybe put some deck lists in the comments. I'd love to see your builds around Gen. Next up, we have the Dragon Wizard known as Niv Mizzet Paron. I love this one. Izzet colours, very cool. The spell can't be countered, so those controlling EDH players won't be able to counter this one. Does have an awkward cost. Triple blue, triple red, but you're going to be doing stuff ready to be able to play this, then get it on the field. Whenever you draw a card, Niv Mizzet deals 1 damage to any target. So players, creatures, planeswalkers, anything. Whenever a player casts an instant or sorcery spell, we draw a card. You're getting a big 5/5 Dragon Wizard that's going to ping everything and then draw you hideous amounts of cards. Now, with an Izzet spells kind of deck, you know there's so many cheap spells that you can put in the deck. Cheap and cost in CMC, and cheap as in what it will cost you out of your pocket as well. Brainstorm getting reprinted everywhere. Great for this, drawing 3 cards and doing 3 damage if you got the Niv on there. What I like is one of the new cards from M21, Teferi's Ageless Insight in this deck. If you would draw a card, except the first one you would draw 2 cards instead. Now, when you've got Niv on there, it's not going to take a lot. You'll be able to combo off drawing loads of cards. Not combo maybe for an automatic win. There may be a combo out there that does that I'm not sure about. Maybe if there is, let me know. But plenty of ways to ping down your opponent. Now, if you can draw all of your cards, have Laboratory Maniac in there. If you would draw a card while your library has no cards in it, you're just going to win the game. Now, Laboratory Maniac is a little, you know, it's not a budget card. Well, it is a budget. It's just over $3, but still very cheap, and still it's a little sneaky way that potentially you could win, you know, win the game. Locust God, very good as well. Whenever you draw a card, create a 1/1 blue-red inset token. Great addition to this deck as well. Is a, you know, really cool commander in itself, and could perhaps be used as a backup commander if you want to change him over. This card, you could definitely draw lots of cards and start spamming loads of tokens and going wide and flying over your opponents. Niv Mizzet for me, super fun to play around. Izzet spells is cool because there's so many different spells you could add into this deck. And Niv Mizzet is, you know, it's still a 5/5 dragon flying wizard that can't be countered. So that's pretty cool. So the last commander I'm going to talk about today is Alela, Artful Provocateur. Comes in the colours of white, blue and black. It's Esper. You get a 2/3 flying Death Touch lifelink fairy warlock. Other creatures you control with flying get +1/+0. So that gives you a theme to build around straight away. Whenever you cast an artifact or enchantment spell, create a 1/1 blue fairy creature token with flying. Now, obviously, other creatures with flying are going to get a bump for us, so it's going to be a 2/1 flyer straight off the bat. Very nice card. And obviously, you're going to be wanting to be casting artifacts or enchantment with Alela, and there's plenty of cool ways that you can do this. We spoke about Gen and how good that is to build around enchantments. I think it's a really, really fun way to build around. Maybe you want to get all these tokens onto the battlefield and you want to bump them all up. Favourable winds, intangible virtue will make these little 1/1s just a little bit higher. So they're going to be 2/1s. They're going to be 3/2s, 4/2, 4/3s, 5/4s. Let's see if I can get my maths right. Basically, they're going to grow big. Now, cards as well, like Anointed Procession, if an effect would create 1 or more tokens under your control, it creates twice that many tokens. But this is not a budget card. Hopefully you will have one in your collection because it's around $20 now, Anointed Procession. Crazy, crazy price. But what else is good as well? My type of card, 43 cents, is Empyrean Eagle that will just give all other creatures you control with flying +1/1. Still a very, very sweet card, Anointed Procession is. It may be slightly out of some people's budgets, which is totally understandable. Now, you're looking for artifacts as well. Bident of Thassa, very cool, very cheap. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. Now, you can have flyers, so they're going to have evasion, so you're going to be able to, potentially draw more cards. You can pay 2 as well and make your opponent's creature's control attack that turn if able as well. So you can mess around with people, but be a bit careful because you might all of a sudden start getting picked on. You want to get protection for Alela, so you're going to be looking at cards like Swiftfoot Boots and maybe Lightning Greaves as well, because you really need this on the battlefield. And there are obviously artifacts as well, so you're going to trigger off and create some more 1/1 tokens. I think Alela, for going wide, definitely different type of strategy. You've got the colours of blue, so you're going to be able to add in counter magic if you like. Maybe you want to add in the dirtiest card in Commander, Cyclonic Rift. I am a blue mage, but yet again, a very expensive card and not really budget. But it is a card that can be used to send everything back, and then you will just obviously fly in for the win. Alela, if flying's your game and you want to build a big flying deck, go wide. Alela for me is a very good budget commander. So these are my 5 of the best. Now, obviously, these are just my personal choices. There is so many commanders out there for you to choose from. There even will be under $2 or less. But these are ones for me that hopefully will stir up your brewing and maybe get you out there and maybe building some of these brews. I've given you some ideas. I hope that I have. Maybe you have these in collection, never thought about brewing them before, but now you have. That's great as well. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know your and any other real good budget commanders that you enjoy playing in your collection. Thanks a lot, everyone, for watching today's video. Big shout out to all my Patreons. Thank you very much. If that's something you're interested in, check out the links below. You do get some cool stuff over there. But giving the video a big thumbs up and subscribing is absolutely huge and is a great way to support the channel. And it helps YouTube. The more views you get, the more the videos get knocked around. It's just, that's how YouTube works. If you get the clicks, the likes, the links, that is what grows a channel, and I appreciate all of you for doing that. I just have to let you know that how much I do appreciate that. Anyway, you lot take care, and I will see you on the next video.